say to me, Judy, always know your audience. So is there any friends out here of Stephen Harper?
No!
It means I'm in good company. So the Harper Conservative decision to close the Marine Research and Center is nothing short but reckless. We know how ruthless and how dangerous and how fatal, the North Atlantic can be. And Stephen Harper is playing around with lives here. He is ignoring the public will, the public good, and the public safety. Members here, the Public Service Alliance of Canada, are here to support the Newfoundlanders and Labradorians who brave these dangerous waters. Deserve to come home to their families safe and sound. Cutting this critical public service also means cutting 12 tireless members of the Public Service Alliance of Canada. And I'm going to tell you something. This government, the Harper government, has ghost federal government jobs out of the Newfoundland and Labrador region and the decision making with that too. And we have to stand up. We stand here today in solidarity with the workers that deliver this critical public service and their families. From Signal Hill to Parliament Hill, PSAC will fight, and we will not back down, and we will not give up. Now, when I say stop, I want you to say Harper. Stop! Harper! Stop! Harper! Stop! Harper! Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeannie. Did you ever notice that the so-called tough decisions are very rarely tough on the people who make them?
Yeah!
Here's what happens when the President of the Treasury Board says there got to be cuts. He goes to the ministers. The ministers go to the deputy ministers. The deputy ministers go to the assistant deputy ministers. The assistant deputy ministers go to the assistant deputy ministers. They go to the assistant deputy ministers. Now, rare indeed would be the assistant deputy minister who would send a brief to his boss saying, "Boss, I believe the problem here is that we're top heavy." And we got to let a few of these assistant deputy ministers go. For the obvious reason, and of course their job would be in jeopardy. So it's always the frontline troops that wear it. And I'll give you a brief illustration. There was a small community that fell within the confines of a national park, and they had a tremendous problem with security. The bridge was constantly being vandalized to the tremendous inconvenience of the citizenry. So someone finally convinced the powers that be to put a security guard on the bridge. Federal employee, worked perfect. Cleaned up the problem once and for all, no more problem with vandalism. Well then, of course, they had to have someone look after payroll, so they hired a payroll clerk. And if you have a payroll function, naturally you need an auditor. So they hired an auditor to keep an eye on the payroll clerk. And of course, when you have 3 people in a unit, you need a supervisor. So they hired a supervisor. And there was 4, and then Harper got his majority. And he called for an immediate 25% reduction in the workforce, so they laid off the security guard. That's how it works, folks, so help me God, I've watched it for years. That's how it works. Our next speaker has been knows the ins and outs of this, not a call center at all, a search and rescue substation here in St Johns, Maritime Rescue Substation, and I call upon Merv Wiseman, coordinator in that office to come forward.
Turned up today to give this message of support. I know that it was mentioned before about McCoovey, and I want to tell you that aside from all the people that came out here today, that the people of McCoovey and the people from Maine and all points in between the city of St Johns, Newfoundland and Labrador, and all the places, they're not here in body, but they are definitely here in spirit. Let's give them a big hand. inspiring. It's inspiring for so many different reasons. It's for the reasons of the message that we send. It's been inspiring because of the fact that we can all speak with a common voice, that we've dropped all the lines that sometimes divide us, and we're now speaking with a common voice. That is indeed very, very inspiring. We're here today not only to protect and to stand firm, but we're also here today on a mission. Just as we are on a mission to save lives at the Rescue Center, we're on a mission as a people to establish the principle that we're not only speaking to the security and the safety of our people on the vessels, but we're here to stand by the principle that we, the people of Newfoundland and Labrador, must have ownership of the means to protect the security of our people. And that we, the people in this province, who look at the people who fly the waters, who earn a living, whether it's from the fisheries, whether it's from oil rig workers, whether it's the transatlantic vessels that's transiting our areas, that they must do so under our watchful eye. And that's what we're all about. That's the big reason why we're here today. Finally, I just begin speaking from the workers that will be affected, the employees. I can't express enough our gratitude for the people, the workers who came together to make this happen, the people who came out here today. And I want to tell you, I want to assure you that we are privileged to work in that center. But I'll tell you this much, we are only the stewards of that center. It is your center that's here. It's not ours. It's all of us together. And thank you very much. Let's keep it that way.